To speak about beautiful Katha of Rasikananda Prabhu. But why I spoke to speak this today is because Krishna ends that beautiful. By Aila Gita ends with a beautiful note where Krishna says that Uddhava, if somebody, first of all, people who want to come in spiritual life, they should try not to associate with materialistic people, especially women and people who are attracted to women, or opposite sex. Very clearly, blunt, straight. He told that in Bhagavad Gita also. Bhogeshwarya, Rashaktanam, Taya, Yetsam, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, Samadhanam. Many places he says. But here he puts it again in Aila Gita. And then he says one more thing. He says that don't, first of all, don't associate. And second, he says what to do. He says, be in association of saintly people, and that is the only way to cure this disease of lust. There is no other way. So why am I telling this? Because we have heard this many times. I know we have heard it many times. I also heard it many times. But the impact was different. When after reading that, it's like clearly telling the solution. You have fever, take a dolo. Right? So effect of dolo you only get when you have fever. Right? But that's a clear solution. Right? You have fever, you take dolo. Something like that. So you have lust, take association of saintly people. That's it. There is no other medicine. It's antibiotic, it's surgery, everything happens when you are with saintly people. And then he goes one more step. Lord Krishna goes one more step and he says, even if you don't receive an instruction from your guru, which is very powerful, if you have a spiritual master, you are aspiring, you are initiated, doesn't matter. Even if you did not receive an instruction from a guru, even by hearing Krishna Katha from the Guru is equally powerful to remove lust. Right? Even just sit down and hear what is he speaking. Just hear the Krishna Katha and that will be removed. And because it is about Guru, and today's whole Katha is about a relationship between a Guru and disciple. Right? So whole Katha today is. And last week when Dwarkadish Prabhu and Vishakti Mataji were here, they gave a wonderful class. Beautiful class, I cannot forget. So I was then thinking, after all the gifts that were given, many of you took some gifts. Many of you could not get, please forgive me, that we could not arrange. But I wanted to give something higher gift than, of course, that itself is the highest gift, Jagannath, this Prashad. But the gift that Krishna is telling in Aila Gita, that gift I wanted to give. And I felt, what can be that gift that can be given to all the devotees who have done the Yatras? The highest reciprocation that Krishna wants to give is, what can be a gift in spiritual life? Is a story of a devotee, a history of a devotee which will inspire us to continue devotional service. There cannot be any better gift than this. Right? And this is a story that I have heard, then I wanted to read but never got time. When I heard again, then I heard from another devotee. So this week was a very good spiritual week for me because I was hearing it again and again from different devotees. I heard from His Holiness Indraduni Maharaj. I heard from one other very senior Vaishnava, the glories of Rasikananda Prabhu. Then I was making notes. Then I felt, no, let me type them down. So here is a type. So I started typing. I thought in one page I'll type it. Then it went to 2 pages, then 3 pages, then 4 pages, then 5 pages. I said, okay, let's stop it here. I'm landing up writing a small book in the name of Rasikananda Prabhu. And there is no end to his leelas. And I personally felt very satisfied. And that's what I'm sharing with all of you. You are like my God brothers and God sisters, everybody, all of you. We are all under Srila Prabhupada, right? He is our Guru. And we are all God brothers and sisters. That Prabhu, this works. What works? Reading Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Katha, when we are going through some lows in our spiritual life, when Maya is attacking us, it works. Pakka, it works. It is working on me, so the medicine is certified. Right? And it is being told by Krishna himself that whenever we face any trouble with our spiritual life, with our chanting, our senses are becoming uncontrolled, Our previous life desires are pulling us. Our decisions are not firm enough. Right? Our purity is being compromised. The only solution is here Krishna Katha. And more powerful than Krishna Katha is Krishna's Bhakta Katha. And that is Bhagavatam. Right? Bhagavatam is more than the story of Krishna, it is the story of Krishna's devotees. Right? Are we ready? I'm excited. I'm not a Katha Vachak. But I just want to share. So, this is the story of a great guru who himself is a great disciple, and a great disciple who himself is a great guru. Both the ways. Rasikananda Prabhu himself is a great disciple of his guru, Shyamananda Prabhu. And Shyamananda Prabhu himself is a great guru of his disciple, Rasikananda Prabhu. And Shyamananda Prabhu is a great disciple of his guru, Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu. And Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu is a great guru of his disciple, Shyamananda Prabhu. Am I confusing? I am trying to confuse. So, and Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu is a great disciple of his guru, Gauridas Pandit. And Gauridas Pandit is a great guru of his disciple, Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu. And that discipline section just keeps going up. Keeps going up. So, we cannot speak about Rasikananda Prabhu without speaking about Shyamananda Prabhu. It's all combined. Right? So here is Gauridas Pandit, one of the great associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And really, when last week, when we were here, last week, and I wanted to speak about Jagannath Katha, it's so planned that Akinchan Prabhu planned for Jagannath Deities to come. And I was surprised because he only planned who is going to bring which deity. And then today I wanted to speak about Rasikananda Prabhu, and Gauranga deities are here. Perfect. Cannot be so he is only deciding. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, what are the deity names? Parent deities? Gauranga. Because normally, Maharajas give different names according to the mood of the deities. Like, we have Gauranga deities in our house, the name is Nitai Gauranga. Sometimes Nitai Sachinanda, like that. Different names. What are your deities' names? Sachinanda and Nityananda. Yeah. So, and their anniversary is also coming. Deity anniversary is also. So here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his disciple is Gauridas Pandit, and one of the greatest qualities of Gauridas Pandit is he was very attached to Gaur Nitai, and he had deities of Gaur Nitai, and he would serve them so nicely. Very attached. He would make something for them, very personal service. Prabhuji and Mataji, when we have deities in our house now, we should be very careful in handling them. Don't think they are dolls. Especially when we are handling them on the altar, in the house. They are depending on us. God has appeared inside in those deities on the order of his pure devotee, like whichever Guru has given. And they are depending on us. So when we are bringing them on the altar, their wig should be nice, their jewels should be kept nicely, their dressing should be perfect, right? Or when you are removing their, cap or helmet, right? Turban. You should be very careful in removing, because suddenly you might pull their hair. You might say, Prabhu, but the hair is big only. So that's the whole point. We have to understand that we are dealing with Krishna. Am I visible to all of you? Yes. Light is less, I am dark, so you can't see me. You decide. So you have to be very careful in dealing with them. Deities. In fact, Gaudiya Vaishnavism goes to a point where even pictures are dealt like deities. If you go to Mayapur in winter, you will see that picture is kept, blanket and shawl, and in the nights, with the face is left and they keep it like that. So this means that we are recognizing the presence of Krishna. So you have to develop that quality when you are dealing and seeing senior devotees. Once I saw, His Holiness, many sannyasi Maharajas, they have their own deities when they travel also. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj used to have his deities. He would do so much service to his deities early in the morning, then attend Mangalarti, then go and take care of them, and then in spite of traveling, even Holiness Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, when he was here, he also had his own deities. So he had a service in the morning. Very carefully they take care of deities. And Gaurnita deities are most recommended, not because you can treat them like the way you want, but they are very merciful. They forgive you for their offenses. But that's not a license for us to treat them, whichever way you want. So sometimes when I see that devotees are not careful, it scares me. More than it pains me, it scares me. That, oh my God, some offenses are being committed. So be very careful about what you're giving them. So Gauridas Pandit was so attached to his Gaurnita deities, so he used to do a lot of festivals with them and make sure that Gaurnita are happy, and then he got a personality. His name was Dukhi Krishna Das. His name was Dukhi Krishna Das. So when he heard that name, what is the Dukhi Krishna Das? So he told, you are a Krishna Das, you can't be Dukhi. Krishna Das also is Dukhi, then there is a big problem. So your name is Sukhi Krishna Das. So he named him as Sukhi Krishna Das. No. This was not him. That was Hriday Chaitanya. So Gauridas Pandit, he had a disciple called Hriday Chaitanya. Now how he named him as Hriday Chaitanya is because one day this devotee, he took these deities and he told that you take care of these deities, I'll go and come back. You take care of these deities. So this disciple, he was taking care of the deities. Oh, my guru has given me the deities, so I have to take care of them. And he kept them there and he was nicely taking prasad. But Gaur Purnima was coming. When Gaur Purnima is coming, you have to make arrangements. And Gaurnita deities are here. His guru is not to be seen. He gave the deities and he went. Gauridas Pandit. He was like, what should I do now? Should I wait for my guru to come back and then we start the arrangements for festival? Or should I start the arrangements for festival now? He was in a perplexed situation. When as the date is coming closer, he felt that I think I should start. Without even asking permission from my guru, I should start the preparations of Gaur Purnima, appearance day of Gauranga. So while he was doing that, his guru came. And he went and invited a lot of people. Lot of them invited, Oh, Gaur Purnima is coming, here are the deities, please come, we are going to celebrate and all that. So his guru came, Gauridas Pandit came. He said, what are you doing? You invited, I heard you invited this, that, so where are you going to? So it will be a big festival, you invited everybody. So said Gurudev, sorry, I felt that we should do a grand festival, something like that. Conversation happened. And he said, you should have told me for doing all this. This is a transcendental leader. Guru is actually happy. Gauridas Pandit is very happy that he invited, but he's trying to test his disciple. Some kind of mellow between Guru and disciple. You should have told me that you are doing this big. Who is going to get grocery? Who is going to get all this money and all that needed for the festival like that? He told, and suddenly his disciple felt, oh my God, what? Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe, something like that. He went and sat outside. And when he sat outside, somebody came, some very big rich merchant, he came there. And he looked at his disciple and he said, I think you are going to arrange for a festival, so I want to give some grocery. I got lot of grocery for you. So he gave piles and piles of grocery and money to him and said, please do arrangements. And then he was like, my God, everything Krishna is arranging. So he took that and gave it to his guru. Then his guru was very happy. So Krishna is arranging his own festival. Like that he thought. And while the festival was being arranged and all the festival celebrations are happening, suddenly his guru saw that deities are not there in the temple. All the devotees are doing kirtan outside the temple. Deities are not there in the temple. Gauridas Pandit became, where are the deities? And then he went and saw outside. Mesmerizingly, his disciple is dancing and beside him Gaurnita is dancing. He was like, my thought, he is my guru. He's not my disciple, he is my guru. Then he named that this disciple has Gaur Nitya in his heart always. He carries Gaur Nitya in his heart always. So I named him as Hriday Chaitanya. So his name became Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu Ki. These are all real incidents. If you go to those places where these pastimes happened, you will see all those, proofs of where he met, where the dance happened, which deities. The deities are still there. The deities that I am talking about. Now Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu, he also was taking care of. Just see the ecstatic devotees that we are dealing with. Gaur Nitya are coming and dancing with him. Right? That cannot be good. So Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu is taking care of these deities, and he sees another devotee who comes there, and his name is Dukhi Krishnadas. And he says, why are you Dukhi Krishnadas? Whoever named that name to you, I don't think it's the right name. You are Sukhi Krishnadas. I am renaming it Sukhi Krishnadas. Nicely you serve Gaur Nitya and nicely be happy in life. And then he saw that this Sukhi Krishnadas is very scholarly person. Not just a devotee with love and affection for Krishna, but even very intelligent. He can learn Vedas, he can recite Vedas, he can repeat. Then the Guru felt that maybe I will not be able to do full justice keeping him in Bengal. Right? I think I have to send him to Vrindavan. Because one of the great scholar and devotees among the 6 Goswamis was Jiva Goswami. So they said, okay, Sukhi Krishnadas, you can go to Vrindavan. Go to Vrindavan and learn Shastra, serve Jiva Goswami, you'll be very happy. So Jiva Goswami is not again a normal, he is one of the most ecstatic, it's an extension of Yasdev. They say that, he finally Goswami wrote so many scriptures, Sandarbhas, and very intelligent person, extremely. I told this one, that Jiva Goswami is to write one Sandarbha. Sandarbha is an inclusive understanding on a particular subject. So he would write on the palm leaf, and then those days you have to turn the palm leaf and write the next, second page. Right? And then another palm leaf, third page. And to understand one palm leaf, it will take nothing less than 4 or 5 hours for us. That is the kind of verse he will write. Right? And they all will be in sequence. There are some devotees in ISKCON who have translated his Sandarbhas. I think Banu Maharaj has translated some of them. And there are some devotees who discuss those Sandarbhas. Radhika Vallabh Prabhu, Radhika Raman Prabhu, there are few Prabhus, very special in ISKCON. They can discuss those Sandarbhas. And amazingly deep Sandarbhas. You cannot just write, it's not like a bhajan or a poem. You are writing about a whole scripture in one verse, right? Or a whole sequence of understanding. So anyway, that is Jiva Goswami. So if he has to write page 1 and then he has to write page 2, he has to wait, because page 1 the ink has to dry. So he has to, page 1 he has to keep it there, and then he has to wait for page 2. So just imagine the way Krishna was blessing Jiva Goswami. He would write page 1 and then in the next leaf he will write page 3. By the time he writes page 3, page 1 is dried, so he keeps it opposite, he writes page 2 and then writes page 4. Right? So at that pace he was writing. And thousands of verses he was writing. And such kind of guru, Hriday Chaitanya sent Sukhi Krishnadas. You go and serve Sukhi Krishnadas, you serve Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami very happy. Oh, so there is somebody who has come from Bengal, ecstatic devotee has come. Okay, let me give him some service. So he used to read what he is writing and all that, but Jiva Goswami felt that bhakti is beyond knowledge. So there has to be some service also. So he told the Sukhi Krishnadas, why don't you go and sweep outside the Sevakunj. So Sevakunj is a place where the most ecstatic pastime between Radha, Krishna and gopis happen in the night. Even now. But now those regions are very secretly kept. Where they close the gates in the night and you're not supposed to enter. If you enter, incidents have happened that people came out completely mad. Don't know who they are, male or female also, they don't know what they came out. So some things are revealed in those places. So if somebody is hearing that, don't try to go to that place. Some people have that, I'm a tomb rider, I go. Anyway, without mercy of Krishna, he can't go there. So here is Sukhi Krishna Das, he's sweeping. And while he's sweeping, one day, with all humility, with service he's doing, he finds a ankle bell, Nupur, they call it Nupur. Small ankle bell, he says. Whose ankle bell is this? Who can have ankle bell in a forest, in such a remote place? So he looks at that ankle bell. No, speciality of that ankle bell is it is self-effulgent. See, normally if you have a jewelry, you put light on it and then it shines. We go to all these jewelry shops, right? Whatever jewelry shops. They have so many lights, bright lights in the jewelry shop. Why? Because they want to cheat you. If the lights are not there, you will not buy, na? Stupid, useless jewelry. Nothing is there. But if the lights are there, I want diamond, I want gold, I want this character. All that will learn. The lights are there. The lights are not there, what is that? It's like a metal. I'm not discouraging either parties. My wife is not here today, so I can speak on this. So anyway, the jewel was self-effulgent. It was like shining. Just imagine the jewel from the spiritual world. How will it be? You can't even imagine. So he's looking at this jewel and it's self-effulgent, it is shining. And Sukhi Krishna Das said, what is this? And then he picks it up, and as soon as it touches it, ecstatic feelings, Ashtavikara symptoms start coming in his body. Hairs are standing, suddenly tears are coming. He's completely, thinking about Krishna and, something, he completely is transforming just by touching it. And he's holding it, and then suddenly a small girl runs and comes there. Small girl. She comes in, hey, that is my friend's, give it. She says, that is my friend's, give it. And he says, who are you? First of all, in this jungle. No, don't think about Vrindavan right now. That time it was a jungle. The jungle is sweeping somewhere. And the small girl is coming and asking, this is my friend. She is not telling it is hers also. The girl is, what is she telling? She said, oh, this jewel is mine, you give it to me. No, she's saying, it's my friend, she give it to me, I'll go and give it to her. So Sukhi Krishna Das thinks, something special is happening here. When it tells that girl, hey, you are a small girl, and it seems to be a very precious jewel. If I give it to you, your friend already lost it. If I give it to you, you will also lose it. I will not give this to you. You take me to your friend, I will give to your friend only. Then, that little girl, who is none other than Lalita Sakhi, she says, okay, so you want to give this jewel to my friend, but you look to be very dirty. You are sweeping all everywhere, all dust is there on you. My friend, she maintains everything very neat, clean. We are all in a very clean place, clean people. You look to be very dirty. I think you should take bath. Then I can take you. I will take you to a place where there you can take bath, you will become pure. And Sukhi Krishna Das is like, okay, nice, take me. So just little girl, now what is the conversation? Here is a great acharya kind of person, right? Along with whom Gaur-Nita were dancing. Just understand who are you dealing with. A small girl, like 3-4-year-old girl, Manjari kind of girl. She is taking, him to that, to the river there, Kund. And she says, you can take a dip here. And as soon as he takes a dip and he comes out of the water, he becomes a gopi. And forgot to write the name of the gopi, but yeah. So he becomes a gopi, and then she just looks at him, completely has changed. And then he takes this gopi or this Prabhu, Sukhi Krishna Das, who is beautiful, effulgent, most attractive, Madana Mohana Mohini. Yeah? Even Madan Mohan is attracted to Madan Mohan Mohini, Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani, little girl, is sitting with all her friends, and they are looking at, who is coming now? Lalita Sakhi is bringing somebody, and he comes there, and he is completely mesmerized. Prabhuji and Mataji, he is taking darshan of Srimati Radharani Vrindavan. He is crying, weeping, doesn't know what good fortune has happened, and it is all happening just like that, right? I mean, he's there, and he got this Nupur, and he's seeing Radharani, and Radharani calls him closer. He's in a gopi form now. Says, "Oh, this Nupur is mine, give it to me." And he gives that Nupur, and she takes that ankle bell, and she keeps it on his head, like this. She presses that Nupur on his head, and that forms a mark, right? Like a tilak it forms, not like Vaishnava tilak, it's a little different kind of tilak. And he's completely, in ecstasy. And then she says that now your name is Shyamananda. Now your name is Shyamananda. Right? Radharani is giving that name. So Shyamananda. And says, okay, my name is Shyamananda. And then she says, I gave you the name Shyamananda. Radharani is speaking. I gave you the name Shyamananda, but you don't tell this to anyone. It's a private dealing between me and you. You should not tell this to anyone. You should not tell that I met you, I gave you this Nupur, and gave you this Nupur, and I created this tilak on your head. None of these things should reveal anyone. This is between both of us. And then looking at the devotion of Shyamananda Prabhu, she becomes so happy. Now just here, Radharani, Srimati Radharani is remembering Krishna, and with all her mercy of giving Krishna to a devotee, she brings out deities from her heart. She literally brings out deities from her heart. And those deities are Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. Right? She removes those deities, like literally presents those deities to him. Coming from Radharani's own heart. Krishna, Prabhu. And she gives it to Shyamananda Prabhu and says, now you serve Shyamananda, now you serve his deities. He is completely clueless what's going on. Srimati Radharani is giving deities. She gave him a name, initiated, and tilak on his head, which is permanent mark, and she disappears. And Shyamananda Prabhu says, hey God, what happened to you? What just happened? And he has deities in his hands. And then he understands that extreme causeless mercy of his Guru. Right? Hridaya Chaitanya has come in the form of the deities. Jiva Goswami. Both my Gurus have blessed me. Otherwise, how am I qualified to take darshan of Srimati Radharani? So Shyamananda Prabhu takes those deities and he keeps them and starts serving them. Now, transcendental leelas continue. What is that? People come and see what is he doing. Suddenly, where are the deities come from? Jiva Goswami did not give him deities. So Jiva Goswami is wondering where did he get the deities from? And he has a different kind of tilak. And everybody goes and calls him Sukhi Krishna Das. No, my name is Shyamananda. Okay, your name is Shyamananda. But who gave you the name Shyamananda? Who gave you these deities? Who gave you that tilak? He can't tell. So Radharani told that you cannot tell. So he's completely perplexed. What should I do with this now? But I have to continue. And then this news goes to Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu in Bengal. That my disciple, whom I sent to Vrindavan, to serve in Vrindavan, Jiva Goswami, somebody, some Apasampradaya person has initiated him and a different tilak has come. And he has changed his name also. I gave him the name Sukhi Krishna Das. His name is Shyamananda. Hey, what is this? And because the Guru feels so much affectionate and responsible for his disciple, he comes all the way from Bengal to Vrindavan just to figure out what's going on. So he comes there and he meets this personality. Hey, what is this? Who gave you the name Shyamananda? And what is this tilak that you are wearing? Did Jiva Goswami do this to you? And Jiva Goswami, even I don't know what's going on. I am busy writing my scriptures and I am telling myself I am doing my service. I don't know what's going on. And he's completely, calm and he doesn't know what to say, what to do because it's a dealing with Radharani. He just kept quiet. And Radharani comes in the dream of Jiva Goswami also, in the dream of Hridaya Chaitanya. And she tells that I have given that name and the deities also have given, and that name also have given. And immediately, they become so happy. Chaitanya and Jiva Goswami, my God, what kind of a person is he? What kind of a disciple, what kind of a great devotee has come to the spiritual world. That Swayam Radharani is giving him mercy. And those deities are even now there in Vrindavan. If you go to that place, it's opposite to, I think, Gokulananda temple, somewhere there. Radha Damodar temple, yeah. Opposite to Seva Kunj actually. If you go that side, you'll see them. Radha Shyam Sundar. And then, and when the Mughal rulers came, they took away a lot of deities from Vrindavan. I mean, they did not took away, but devotees shifted them to Jaipur. But these deities never went to Jaipur. The original deities are still there in Vrindavan. Because they were kept in a hut kind of a temple which even the Mughal rulers could not figure out that the deities are there. So when you go to Vrindavan, don't miss going to this Radha Shyamsundar temple, one of the most important temples. And also to the place where he found the Nopur. That place also is still there. In between the buildings, one empty plot will be there. They are trying to build a temple there. Right? Radha Shyamsundar temple in the Nopur. So this is, Shyamananda Prabhu. Now, having known about Shyamananda Prabhu, you're dealing with Prabhujis and Mataji. What kind of personalities are we dealing with? Your devotees, they are completely in access to God, and God is directly talking to them, and God is dependent on them. He is giving them service like that. That kind of devotees we are talking about. So after this, Lord Chaitanya left the planet. Nityananda Prabhu left the planet. Advaita Acharya, Srivas, Pandit, many of the devotees started leaving the planet. Goswamis also started leaving the planet. It was becoming a very difficult time, and especially in Odisha, where Mahaprabhu was there for his last many years, and then he left. The movement, the preaching, the power of Maya was increasing. At that time, it is explained that the devotees there literally prayed that we need an acharya to come back here and take care of us. We are totally perplexed. We can't continue like this. And at that time, from the spiritual world, from the very spiritual world, the expansion of Aniruddha. So you have Krishna, you have Pradyumna. Pradyumna's son is Swayam Aniruddha appeared here in this world as Rasikananda. Right from the spiritual world, he appears. And he appears, in 1590, if you have to go by the time. Right, in 15th century, there is a village called Rohini village. Right? So it's there in Odisha. So he appeared in the house of another devotee, a great zamindar called Achyutananda Prabhu. Achyutananda. Now, Achyutananda is also a great ecstatic devotee. Obviously, great devotees come in the house of great devotees. So he is a very rich merchant, and his parents were looking for an alliance for him. And Achyutananda Prabhu was also, he had a friend called Gopi in that village. So he went to that Gopi's house, and suddenly in that house there were a family who came to his house for shelter. His name was Haladhar Prabhu and his daughter Bhagavati Devi. Haladhar Prabhu, his wife, and his daughter Bhagavati Devi. They came to take shelter in Gopi's house. So when Achyutananda Prabhu went to that house, he asked, who are these people? I never saw in your house. Oh, they were looted by the Mughals. Their land, everything was taken in some other village. So they came here to find shelter. They are in my house. Looking at Bhagavati Devi and the whole family and all that, Achyutananda Prabhu requested, can I marry your daughter? And Haladhar Prabhu was so happy because he lost everything. He doesn't have any money. He can't give anything except his daughter. So he was very happy that, such a great Vaishnava and such a great king. He was like a king there. Great big zamindar. Such a family alliance is coming. Why will I say no? So he married this Bhagavati Devi to Achyutananda Prabhu. And both of them, their only goal in life was to serve Vaishnavas. And at that time, the prayers of all the other Vaishnavas around was going on that, we need a great empowered soul to come and help us in this Krishna consciousness movement, to spread this movement. So at that time, with the prayers of all the Vaishnavas and with the service of Achyutananda Prabhu and Bhagavati Devi, a beautiful, effulgent child appeared on the day after Deepavali in Kartika Mas in 1590. And that Prabhu was Dasikananda Prabhu. No, his name was not Dasikananda. When he appeared, he was so effulgent that everybody were looking at the child and like as if the whole room is brightly shining. And they're wondering, what is this? It's not an ordinary person. And immediately the astrologers came and saw the planets are all in a different array. The great scholars were telling, there's something special about this boy. He's not just another devotee taking birth in a devotee's house. Something really special. And they understood that this is not an ordinary thing. Then they were so happy that they wanted to hug the child. In our tradition, after a certain number of days after the child is born, the whole village comes together and start blessing. And they were so happy with the child. Now Vaishnavas, they would never take the dust off their feet and keep it on anybody. Because they feel that they are so unqualified. That is the nature of a Vaishnava. But the child was so attractive and so effulgent and so much he was exhibiting devotional qualities that the devotees who came to his house, they literally were removing dust from their feet and keeping on his head. Because they wanted to give something the highest, not that they were devotees. It's a very important thing you should understand. It's very difficult to understand the emotions of devotees. So one lady, she picked him up, she said, "May Lord Shiva bless you." And the child, was smiling and little child, infant in his hand. "May Mother Durga bless you." The child was, seeing and laughing. And one devotee picked up and he said, "May Lord Krishna bless you." And as soon as he heard the name of Krishna, all, started crying and, the small child started loudly crying and tears were coming out like flow of tears were coming out. And his body was showing some very, very ecstatic symptoms. And even the person holding the child started getting the symptoms. The current passing. Then the devotees in the house understood, my God, he is not ordinary, he is a great Vaishnava who has appeared. He is a great Vaishnava who has appeared. We have to have a right understanding that he is not ordinary child. Because the moment he heard Krishna's name, just imagine, a small infant child hearing different names, just heard Krishna's name and all the symptoms are coming out. So then they understood, we have to really serve this child now. The great Vaishnava has appeared. Who is he? He is Anuruddha. Swayam Amsha of Krishna. Can you imagine what kind of a personality he will be? So he is here, he has appeared and then he is playing with small children and he has to be named. So what should we name? Namkaran, Sanskar. So then, they have this ritual, of how to name. So they picked up a lot of names and one devotee came and told, one of the devotees, senior devotees in the Orissa, in that place, Rohini village, he came and told that he is definitely a devotee of Krishna, a great devotee of Krishna. His name should start with R. The Akshar R should start. So then he told, because he is so getting ecstatic even hearing the name of Krishna, his name should be Rasik. Like that I told, Rasik, his name should be Rasik. And Achyutananda, his father, he was also a devotee and he always felt, if I have a child, I will give Krishna's name. So he told, I also want to add a name. I said, his name should be Murari. So then they both together combined the names that this child's name is Rasika Murari. Like that. Rasika Murari Prabhu ki. Yeah. The child's name was Rasika Murari. And the child was very special. Right from his childhood, from infant days. Now he is 6 months old. When he is 6 months old, they do the Annaprachanam ceremony. Right? And they do the Akshara Vyasa also. They write, make him write. So there are things that they came in front of the child and he has to go and choose. I don't know. Those ceremonies are not happening now. But in those days it was like one of the beautiful aspects in Sanskara, where the child is kept at a place and 7 items are kept, 7 different items. One, they keep a swastik, They keep a swastika at one corner. If I remember it right, there is swastika, there is a rope, there is Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita scriptures, and then there is grains, and then there is well, and then there is weapons, some kind of weapons, kept. Pen also? Pen and knife. So if the child goes towards the rope, that means he's going to become a great king of that area. And if the child goes to the swastik, then he's going to become a great pujari. He's going to serve big deities and all that. But this child, just 6 months old child, Rasik Murari, is crawling and goes and hugs Bhagavatam. Directly hugs Bhagavatam and starts crying. And they understand, my God, he is a Bhagavatam. He is not an ordinary child. So then, the parents understand, okay, his interest is, he is going to become a great Vaishnava. He is going to become a great Vedic scholar also. So we should teach him under a great Vedic scholar. Right? So what are his games? He would do all Krishna Leelas. He would call his friends. 3-year-old, 4-year-old Rasik Murari, he will call his friend. He will let Krishna on his back. Or he will call another friend, he will let Krishna on his cheek. With something he'll write. And he will go and do Sankirtan now. They all will go dance in the village, everywhere on the streets. And they'll fall on the floor. They'll start rolling. Sometimes they'll start crying. It's a very different kind of, games this child is playing. And the whole region is wondering, what kind of a devotee is he manifesting himself into? Because those things even great sannyasis would not do, a small child is doing. And finally, they send him to his father, Achyutananda. He says, I need to get the right teachers for my child. So he goes and picks up teachers. Around 7 or 8 teachers, just imagine. 7 or 8 teachers are being called to teach this child. And one of the greatest thing about the child is he is not only understanding, he is not only repeating, but he is also commenting. And his comments are so high in philosophy that even the greatest of the teachers say, how did the child say this? After hearing this, he is telling something like this. What is this? He is not Achyutananda Prabhu. I think he is beyond our capacity to give education. Teachers are telling. And teachers are becoming his students. Right? Little Rasik Murari is confusing even the teachers. What all is there? Vedas are over, Upanishads are over, this Leela is over, that Leela is over, everything is getting over. And then one day Rasik Murari goes to his father, Achyutananda Prabhu, and says, I want to learn Bhagavatam. You are teaching everything, but I want to learn Bhagavatam from a devotee. Can you please arrange? Have you heard anywhere a son going to a father and asking, I want to learn Bhagavatam, arrange for a teacher? And his request at that age. And he said, yes, I will go and find. Then he goes and finds a devotee called Jagannath Mishra. He is not Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Another personality called Jagannath Mishra. Okay. So, as soon as Jagannath Krishna starts explaining in Bhagavatam, he starts telling Bhagavatam, then immediately this child is, he starts crying, he starts showing all kinds of symptoms. They're called Ashtasattva, very difficult to explain what they are. I'm sure in this life or any life I get. But symptoms that devotees get when they see God. When God comes in front of you, Shastra explains, when God comes in front of you and He gives His darshan, all these symptoms come in your body. Your hairs will stand, you will start sweating, you will start fainting, all those things will, because you can't handle that. So here is Jagannath Mishra is teaching this Bhagavatam to Rasik Murari, and a chapter comes where Gopi Gita comes. Now already he is Rasik Murari, and the Gopi Gita comes, and he goes completely into ecstasy. He starts rolling on the floor, he starts doing all kinds of things. Jagannath Mishra is like, oh my God, what did I do? We were just discussing. And he starts complaining. In Gopi Gita, why did Krishna leave gopis? What fault did gopis do? He is asking his teacher. Teacher is like, I am reading Bhagavatam. Krishna did that. And in that ecstasy he faints. And looking at him, Jagannath Mishra also faints. The teacher is fainted. Then father comes, hey, what is going on? What is happening? Then Jagannath Mishra says, he needs a even higher scholar to teach him Bhagavatam. It's beyond my capacity. And then comes another Vaishnava is called, his name is Hari Dubey. So his father calls Hari Dubey. Hari Dubey ji, you teach my son Bhagavatam. Right? Now one of the highlight of the class is, class starts, Hari Dubey ji is crying, disciple is crying. Morning till night, that is both of them are crying. First canto, second canto, third canto, fourth canto, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th canto starts. You can imagine the tension in the house. What will happen now? 10th canto. And these leelas are going on. Both of them are in different world. The reading is going on, the child is learning, and the guru is ecstatic, the disciple is ecstatic. Rasik Chaitanya Prabhu is different feeling, and the guru is Hari Dubey ji is like, what, I don't know what's going on. And suddenly the most critical chapter comes in 10th canto, where Krishna leaves Vrindavan. And now Hari Dubey ji can't control this now. He tells Krishna, Rasik Murari, Krishna decides to leave Vrindavan. Immediately, how can he leave Vrindavan? How can he do this? I can't accept Krishna doing this. What did gopis do wrong? What did Yashoda Maiya do wrong? What did Nanda Maharaj do wrong? What did his friends do wrong? Huh? How can Krishna do this? He left. Oh, how can he do this? He cannot do this. Krishna, how can he live Vrindavan? How do you think gopis will live without you? And those gopis, they left their infant child. One gopi was feeding milk to her child, and she kept that child down and came to dance with you. They have nothing else in their consciousness except you. And how dare you live? And how can Krishna do this? Oh, how can they live? How can the gopis can live? How can Yashoda Maiya live? She can't even imagine a house without Krishna. Her day starts with Krishna, day ends with Krishna. Nanda Maharaj, his life and soul is Krishna. Gopas, they cannot imagine going out for herding cows or calves without Krishna. Krishna, how can Krishna live? Guruji, how can Krishna live? And he says this, he faints. Now this time the fainting is beyond control. He's not getting up only. So, even Hari Dubey ji doesn't know what to do. Hey, Rasik Murari, get up. No getting up. He's completely rolling on the floor, he fainted. They don't know what to do. And several doctors are called. Doctors are looking. It is everything. His HbA1c is perfect. Whatever, I don't know how to tell. All his health is perfect. But this child is not getting up. He's completely rolling and crying and on the floor, very weird symptoms, almost like dead. And they say, okay, we'll pray that by tomorrow morning he'll get up. So they get up in the morning, they go and see in the room, child is not there, Rasik Murari is not there. Where did he go? Achyutananda is like, he's a big zamindar, he has a big army also with him, like king. Go search for my son. They start searching for him, they can't see him in the village. They start searching for him, they can't see him, outside the village. And they say, go start searching. 1 day passed, 2 days passed. Can you imagine the anxiety of children? I mean, our parents? We can't even imagine our child going out and not coming out. And what to speak of Rasik Murari? The entire village is searching for him. Hey, where is this great Bhagavat, this child? And Hari Dubey ji, what did you do? I was just reading Bhagavatam. I don't know where is the child now. They go start searching for him, they go around and this and that. Finally they reach to the midst of a big forest. And that forest, this child is lifting his hands like this and he's chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's lifting his hands and chanting like this, and he's rolling on the floor, he's crying, he's chanting. And then the soldiers see, tiger is also chanting. Leopard is also chanting. Elephant is chanting. Don't ask me how they are chanting. If you want to try, you can go to Nehru Zoological Park. Go near a tiger and tell chant. It will tell. Don't do that. But the point is, animals are chanting. Whole jungle is chanting. Bees are chanting. Birds are chanting. Whole village, the whole jungle has become in a different way. And scriptures explain, acharyas explain, you can't explain this to anybody. So I'll end my explanation here. Because you can't understand, how can you tell what is happening there? Because even they could not understand. Animals are chanting. And this small boy is making them chant and he is in separation of Krishna. And now they found out this child. They bring that child in the same ecstasy. He's still not in his conscience, he's completely forgotten himself. They bring him to this house. And Achyutananda Prabhu looks at Hari Dubeji, can we do something? Hari Dubeji says, wait a second. I think I can do something for this. And what can a guru do to save his disciple? He writes a scripture. He writes a scripture called Bhagavatam Mruta. The name of the scripture is Bhagavatam Mruta. And he writes a scripture in that in such a way that he says, he goes to Rasipura, I forgot to tell you. The next chapter is there. Krishna didn't, he left Vrindavan, that is true. But he came back. It is there in Bhagavatam Mruta. And Rasipura, he came back. Oh, Krishna is back. I knew that he will not leave Vrindavan. How can he leave Vrindavan? So many gopis, gopas are there. He has to come back. Then Hari Dubeji Ammaya. He's there. He's there in this world of. So this is the situation of Rasik Murari. Can't be imitated or understood also. Then his father is thinking, this personality has to be handled now. And he has to be put into order because he's going out of order. Best thing is getting married. So the formula worked then also. So I don't know if it's working now or not, but they decided, okay, let us marry this child. So there is a village called Hijali village, and there is a zamindar called Balabhadra, and he had a beautiful daughter who almost looks like Lakshmi Devi. So beautiful, so effulgent, so many good qualities. Her name is Ichha Devi. So Achyutananda Prabhu says, my dear Rasik Murari Prabhu, please get married now. There is a beautiful, nice, cultured family. You both can serve Krishna together. There is no problem. You both can serve Krishna together. Very good. So he says, yeah, very nice. So Rasik Murari Prabhu marries Ichha Devi. And both of them, their only duty is to serve Krishna and Vaishnavas. Right? Now, the only business they have is, as soon as any Vaishnavas come, they will cook for them, they will offer it to Krishna, they'll give it to them, they'll nicely take care of them. Anybody comes and gives them anything nice also, what will they do? As soon as somebody got a lot of gulab jamuns or rasgullas, and they give it to Rasik Murari. Rasik Murari, you are a great devotee, I got it for you. He will take that and he will keep it around the tulsi plant. And he will circumambulate the tulsi plant. And he will take that and he will feed it all to all Vaishnavas who are visiting. He will not eat. So both wife and husband are completely engrossed in serving the Vaishnavas. And the whole place becomes so famous that what kind of husband and wife is this? Perfection of spiritual life. Right? And one day, while they are serving like this, now Krishna Leelas they are hearing, Bhagavatam they heard and they are ecstatic. Right? Now, some Gauranga Mahaprabhu's devotees start coming to the village. Now Krishna Leela is at one level, Gaur Leela is at another level. If some of you have still not started reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, then I request you, please start doing it. And if you feel that you have a heart problem, low BP, high sugar, you think you are going to die, immediately start. Don't wait till finishing Bhagavatam. Because Prabhupada gave us Chaitanya Charitamrita. Don't die without reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Are you ready? Who are you? Anybody who wants to finish Chaitanya Charitamrita before you die? Here? Before you die, please finish. Because what is the point in having this body and not reading Chaitanya Charitamrita? But because Gaur Leela is at next level. So here is Rasik Murari. He is reading this, he is hearing this Gaur Leela from Gauranga Mahaprabhu's devotees. And his ecstasy is only rising. See, his father married him thinking that little balance will come. But now, full imbalance is coming. Because he is hearing Gaur Leela. My God, both husband and wife are completely engrossed in serving and hearing Gaur Leela. And in Gaur Leela, they hear about the 6 Goswamis. And as soon as they hear about Rupa Sanatana, Raghunatha Bhatta, Raghunath Dasa, Gopala Bhatta, Jiva Goswamis, they hear that Immediately Rasik Murari tells his wife, I think perfection of life is to serve the Goswamis. And they both, go and tell the sadhus, can we go and serve this Goswamis that you are mentioning about? But by that time, most of the Goswamis are already gone. Only Jiva Goswami is left. He was one of the last Goswamis who was there. Rupa, Sanatana, everybody left. So they start thinking, how do we go and serve this Goswamis? Then looking at the desire to serve devotees, for the first time, Krishna himself appears in front of Rasik Murari. In his Tribhanga form, he appears. And when I was hearing a class of Indraduli Maharaj, just the appearance of Krishna Maharaj spoke for 10 minutes. How he appeared. So I am not going to tell that because I cannot tell like that. But next time when Indraduli Maharaj comes here, if he comes here, which we all should pray, we are going to ask him, can you describe the same thing for him? So we ask him. Beautifully explains how Krishna appears in front of Rasik Murari. The Tribhanga form, the jewels, the whole entourage and the whole effulgence, and unbelievable he appears. And tells Rasik Murari, I know you are eager to serve me, but my request to you is go and take initiation from a great guru. My great devotee is there. His name is Shyamananda Pandit. You go to him and take initiation. Like that is. Right? So, Rasik Murari is like, Shyamananda Prabhu, I have taken initiation, but my dear Krishna, you have appeared in front of me. My desire, whole life was to take your darshan. I was reading Bhagavatam, and you are here, Swayam. You are in front of me. He was in total ecstasy, and Krishna always does this. He gave this beautiful darshan, and suddenly disappears. He suddenly disappears. And as soon as he disappears, Rasik Murari goes mad. How can I live without Krishna after seeing Krishna? And same is the case with many devotees. Even in Dhruva Maharaj also same thing happens. He comes, gives darshan, disappears. And after that they don't know how to deal with their life. But here Krishna told how to deal with your life. Go and take initiation from Shyamananda Pandit. Now here starts the Guru Shishya. The main part of the lecture is starting now. It's always introduction. So Krishna makes sure that not only he is giving the mercy, but he will also facilitate the mercy to come. So Krishna appears in the dream of Shyamananda Pandit also. So Shyamananda Pandit is serving in Vrindavan. Shyam Sundar deities is serving there. Jiva Goswami is still there. And he appears in the dream of Shyamananda Pandit. He says, Dear Shyamananda Pandit, now the time has come that you have to go to Utkal and you have to initiate my very dear devotee. His name is Rasikananda Prabhu. You have to initiate. Shyamananda gets up in the morning. Shyamananda Pandit. Was it a dream or was it a reality? Did Krishna really tell me? But why will Krishna ask me to leave Vrindavan? No. I don't think it was Krishna in that dream. Because why will Krishna ask me to leave Vrindavan? I don't want to leave Vrindavan. Radharani appeared here. I am serving here. Shyam Sundar deities are here. I don't think it is Krishna, who appeared in my dream. Now Krishna is thinking, I only appeared. I came in your dream. I appeared. Go. Then Krishna is in tension. He told. But this personality is so much in love with Vrindavan, he is not trying to leave Vrindavan. Then again Krishna appears in the dream of Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami tells, I told him to leave Vrindavan. He is not leaving Vrindavan. He is supposed to go and initiate another devotee who is waiting for him. Rasikananda Prabhu. Now you are his guru, you go and tell him. So Jiva Goswami gets up in the morning. I think it was Krishna only who told me. So Jiva Goswami goes to Shyamananda Prabhu, Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu, and says, Shyamananda Prabhu, I think you have to leave Vrindavan. Then Shyamananda Prabhu understands that, so Krishna told me, but a guru's confirmation is more important than Krishna's confirmation. Right? So this is actually Guru Bhakti. Sometimes even Krishna comes and tells something, it's better to get confirmation from a Guru. So he is confirmed. Oh, okay, Jiva Goswami, you are telling me, so I think I should go, but leaving Vrindavan? I don't want to leave Vrindavan. I don't want to leave this Brajvasi, this whole environment. Where will I get? Then Jiva Goswami says, hey Shyamananda Pandit, you are a great devotee of Krishna. Radharani appeared to you. And you are trying to see love of Krishna only in Braj. Love of Krishna is wherever there is a devotee of Krishna, that is Braj. So you go. You go wherever he is telling you, you go there and do your service. That is Brajabhumi for you. Go. So then he starts his journey. So Shyamananda Pandit along with his disciple, Shyamananda Pandit is a very famous person. Because everybody knows that Radharani appeared to him and his tilak is different, his activities are different. So when he starts his journey along with the disciples of all the villages, wherever he goes, they stop him. Please, we want to serve you, we want to give an opportunity. But Mughal emperor, he becomes envious of this great Shyamananda Prabhu. He understands when great devotee is coming. He tries to create some trouble for Shyamananda Prabhu. I don't remember the full story, but he gets a unbelievable dream. Next day morning becomes his disciple. He falls at the feet of Shyamananda Prabhu. I'm so sorry, I wanted to do some trouble for you, but let me now facilitate your journey. Now I will only make sure that you have all the prasadam and everything, all the arrangements are being done. When Shyamananda Prabhu along with the devotees is going down to Utkal, he is coming from all the way from Vrindavan towards Orissa, right? And just imagine the climax, the way the Guru and disciple are going to come together. Rasikananda Prabhu is one side, along with his wife. He is running towards Vrindavan because Krishna came in his dream and told, go and take initiation from Shyamananda Prabhu. And Shyamananda Prabhu, he has been ordered by Krishna to go and initiate Rasikananda Prabhu. And both of them are coming, from one place to another place to meet each other. And then there is a place called Ghantashala. This place comes somewhere in the borders of Orissa, I believe. And there is a king called Vaikuntanath. He is the king of that place. No, not that. So there is a king called Vaikuntanath. So he comes there and he sees Shyamananda Prabhu has come. So Shyamananda Prabhu is going towards Utkal, but he stops saying that, can you do one Bhagavad Katha and go? Do you want to give Bhagavad Katha? You are such a great devotee who is coming from Vrindavan. Why will you come here again and again? Please, can you do Bhagavad Katha? On the request, Shyamananda Prabhu says, okay, I do Bhagavad Katha. Since you requested, I will do it. So he starts the Bhagavad Katha. And at that time, Rasikananda Prabhu along with his wife is entering Ghantashala, that village. And as soon as he enters, he sees that the huge pandal, everything is made, everybody is getting, all arrangements are being made. Everybody is going and trying to sit in the katha, and then he goes and asks. Rasikananda Prabhu is asking, what is happening here? And they say, the great Shyamananda Pandit has come to this village and is going to do Bhagavad Katha. Rasikananda Prabhu faints. Because he is going to meet Shyamananda Pandit. And Shyamananda Pandit himself, he is not even crossed a long way. Shyamananda Pandit himself has come all the way here. And he is completely ecstatic and says, okay, let me sit down here. We just sit down. So he sits along with everybody else. And Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu is telling the Bhagavad Katha, the most ecstatic. When a devotee speaks Bhagavad, a different thing from this. The way he explains the Leelas in Bhagavad, Krishna Leela, Prahlad Leela. So he starts explaining, and this one personality sitting somewhere in the corner of the crowd, Rasikananda Prabhu is hearing from his Guru. He still not met him. And he is just crying. And he is completely... Just imagine he was hearing Bhagavatam from Hari Dubey. What was the situation? And now he is hearing Bhagavatam from Shyamananda Prabhu, who is Swayam, serving Radharani. We can't even imagine what was going on in the Bhagavad Katha. So he finishes the Bhagavad Katha for that day, and immediately Rasikananda Prabhu comes and falls at the feet of Shyamananda Prabhu. He holds his feet, and immediately Shyamananda Prabhu looks at him. He just looks at him, and both look at each other, and they understand. So he says, Rasikananda Prabhu, I have come to meet you only. And Rasikananda Prabhu says, Gurudev, I have come to take initiation from you. Right? What can be a better situation? So both of them, they embrace each other. They both start crying. Prabhupada recently in the morning comment, he has said, crying is one of the greatest ecstasies. Foolish people can't understand that. Because our crying is different. When we cry, everybody laughs. Because we cry for such petty things. Right? But the cry of devotees is different. Many times when Prabhupada cried, because when he's so happy, with what Krishna is doing with him, service that he's giving, you start crying. And His Holiness Gaur Govind Maharaj, when he opened a temple in Orissa, ISKCON temple in Orissa, Bhubaneswar, he named the temple that this temple is a place where you'll get trained how to cry. This temple is, there is a video. He told how to cry. We should know how to cry. Problem is people don't know how to cry. They become like stones now. We don't know how to cry. Chanting of Hare Krishna means to cry for Krishna. Gaur Govind Maharaj says, right? So here is Shyamananda Prabhu and here is Rasikananda Prabhu. Both of them are crying and crying and crying and they are so much with each other. And then he says, Gurudev, my goal of life was to take your shelter. Krishna himself has asked me to come and take blessings from you. You are right here. Now instruct me. Now tell me what all I need. And then they start speaking. So many different philosophies. Tattva Jnana is starting. Rasa Tattva, Nama Tattva. Like that, all Tattva Jnana is happening. Good. Now this assembly is not ordinary. Shyamananda Prabhu and Rasikananda Prabhu. It is explained Shyamananda Prabhu is none other than Pradyumna. And his own son has come like his disciple as Rasikananda. Right? So he initiates. So till now he is what? Rasik Murari. Now looking at his happiness in serving Krishna and hearing, he says, now your name is Rasikananda Prabhu. Very good. So Rasikananda Prabhu and Shyamananda Prabhu. So both of them, they are hearing Bhagavad, speaking Bhagavad. And at one point Rasikananda Prabhu says, Gurudev, I have one desire. I have been hearing Bhagavad from Hari Dubey ji, I heard it from Jagannath Mishra ji, I heard it from many devotees. You also have told. And you are telling so many things about Krishna. And Krishna also appeared in the dream. He told so many things. But one thing, one desire I still have in my heart is, I have not seen Vrindavan. Can you take me to Vrindavan? Now, Shyamananda Prabhu is very happy because he forcefully came out of Vrindavan. Guru's order. Oh, you want to see Vrindavan? Let's go to Vrindavan. So he happily takes him to Vrindavan. That is the unbelievable Vrindavan Yatra, which none of us can imagine or even fathom. Where Rasikananda Prabhu is going to see Vrindavan and Shyamananda Prabhu is going to show him Vrindavan. And both of them carry Vrindavan in their hearts. Right? And both of them enter Vrindavan. And as soon as they enter, at every spot, wherever he is telling the Katha, both of them are falling on the floor, fainting, chanting. I don't know what they do. I forgot to tell that even his wife is initiated. His wife's name is Shyamadas. Right? So he initiates Rasik Murari Prabhu as Rasikananda and his wife as, whose name was Icha Devi, as Shyamadas. So both the husband and wife, they are with their guru and they are going to each place and they are completely in ecstasy. And it is explained that it is explained that when they went to take darshan at each place, they went to Govardhan. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Govardhan, it is explained that Gopalji DT on top of the hill, the DT himself came down and met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna is meeting Krishna in the form of a devotee. Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting there and crying for darshan of Gopalji, but he was not ready to climb Govardhan. Because I don't want to keep my feet on Govardhan. Govardhan body is not different from Krishna, I will not climb. So Swayam Gopalji DT, Krishna's Vigraha, is walking down and giving darshan to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And exactly the same thing happened when Rasikananda Prabhu went to Govardhan. Both Govardhan, both Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu and Rasikananda Prabhu and his wife Shyama Devi, they all went and there, they were looking at Govardhan and they were crying, how can we take darshan of Gopalji DT? And Gopalji came down. Prabhujis and Matajis, these kind of things is very difficult to understand. How can DT come down? How can Krishna himself come and start reciprocating and telling? And Krishna is so happy that Rasikananda has come, Shyamananda has come. And then after the whole darshan, then Krishna tells, Gopalji himself tells to Shyamananda Prabhu that you have come here for a big mission. I want you to do that mission. Please go back to Utkal. Now you please go back to Utkal and spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Right? That is one of the greatest service. And you have to go and serve Vaishnavas in Utkal. That is in that region, you have to serve Vaishnavas. Like that Gopalji says. And after Gopalji says, he looks at Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu. And Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu also looks at him and says, yes, you have to go. So both confirmations, Guru and Gauranga, both of them are telling, go. So immediately, with no more delay, the both of them, husband and wife, they pay obeisances to Gopalji, they pay obeisances to their Guru, Shyamananda Pandit, then they get up and they start going to Utkal. So they travel back to Utkal in separation. Obviously, the amount of attachment that he carried for Hriday Chaitanya, Shyamananda Pandit was unbelievable. We can imagine a life without a Guru, but it's very difficult to understand how pure devotees, they cannot live without their Guru. They cannot live. They are completely in separation of their Guru. Either they are serving them without any other, keeping Guru in their heart at all times, or they just leave the body. Even when Srila Prabhupada heard the disappearance of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, in Prabhupada Leelamrita, it is explained, he was completely broken apart. It was like end of his life. But he carried his instruction forward. That is what kept him alive. And the remaining part of his life, not a single minute or a second, is spent for anything except the service of his Guru. So in the same mood, he is getting from Rasikananda Prabhu and Shyama Devi Mataji, both of them husband and wife. They travel all the way back to Utkal. And when they go back to Utkal, they realize that his father Achyutananda has already left his body. Because they were outside for a long time, he already left his body. And the next thing that they see is his brothers, his father's brothers, they start fighting for the property. This land belongs to me, this land belongs to you, there is a whole property fight happening. And Rasikananda Prabhu looks at his wife, can we do service here in this circumstance? So they have a small deity of Krishna in the house. So they decide, okay, let us take this deity and walk out. We'll go out of that place. So even though they were such rich zamindars, such great wealth they had, they just left all of it like, of it's of no value. Because the goal that they have been given is to serve Krishna and Vaishnavas. That they can do anywhere. So both of them leave. Both of them leave that place. I don't know how much of it I am covering, but whatever I am remembering, I am able to tell. There is actually a book called Rasikananda Prabhu. You can buy that book and read the whole pastime. I am just telling some important things, what I heard. So there is this place called Kashipur. There is a place called Kashipur. Outside that village, they come out of Utkal and they go to that place. And as soon as they go to that place, the glories of even Rasikananda Prabhu are already widespread in that village, in that place. So all the king in that place and all the people in that place, they say, you don't go anywhere, please stay here in Kashipur. We will arrange for everything, you can serve the Vaishnavas. We will arrange for everything, you can serve. They say, okay, we'll stay in Kashipur and we'll start serving. So they start serving there in Kashipur. And one day, I think it is right this way, let me just make sure it is right. Yeah. So they arrange for all the paraphernalia for serving the sadhus and everything. And there their guru comes. Just imagine, Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu is coming to Kashipur. He comes there and he sees both his disciples, they are so nicely serving. Then they have a TT in their hand, you know. So then they look at the TT, he looks at the TT and he names the TT as Gopi Vallabha. Now this is not Krishna, it is Gopi Vallabha. So they start serving Gopi Vallabha and it becomes so popular name that the name of this place itself changes from Kashipur to Gopi Vallabhpur. Even now you can go and see the TT there. Gopi Vallabhpur is the place. It's a very, very important place in Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, where Rasikananda Prabhu did the maximum preaching. Gopi Vallabhpur. So in this Gopi Vallabhpur, anytime any devotees will come, they will be given nice place to stay, nice prasadam will be served, and there are many pastimes of Rasikananda Prabhu in Gopi Vallabhpur. So one of the pastime is once Hare Krishna. So once Shyamananda Prabhu is telling a class, he comes to Gopi Vallabhpur and is telling Bhagavatam class to, is discussing Bhagavatam with Rasikananda Prabhu. And Rasikananda Prabhu, while the class is happening, he just looks this side or that side. He just looks this side or that side, which is very unlikely because he is all the time engrossed in hearing. There is no way he can get distracted. But he kind of, I don't know whether it is acting or did it purposefully or whether there was a reason, but he just looks a little distracted. And immediately Shyamananda Prabhu gets very angry. And he kicks him like this. What are you doing? Bhagavatam is happening and you are looking here and there, like that he says. And immediately Rasikananda Prabhu starts dancing. Yes, this is what I wanted to happen. You kicked me, your mercy came to me. My Gurudev has kicked me, his lotus feet has touched me. And obviously Shyamananda Prabhu, what I just did, I don't know. Why I kicked you, why it happened, why this happened. So, that is the kind of faith that he had in his Guru. So, another thing, speciality of Rasikananda Prabhu was, he had so much faith in the mercy of Vaishnavas that one of the first activities that he would do, as soon as the Vaishnava comes, he will wash his feet. Any Vaishnava will come, he will first go and wash his feet. And what will he do with that water? He will take that water and he will store it in a pot. And every day he will drink that. His entire life he only drank Charnamrit. Nothing else. Entire life. His life is Charnamrit. And in Gopi Vallabhpur, even now if you go, I have not gone there. I don't know if you are going to go on a yatra to Gopi Vallabhpur. Someday, somewhere. It is still having those pots where he used to store the Charnamrit of all the Vaishnavas. So much he had affection towards the Charnamrit. It is explained that both husband and wife would get up in the morning, circumambulate the pots of Charnamrit. So much affection and so much faith they had in the mercy of Vaishnavas. That the water that is coming from the Charnamrit is so important. And there are many stories on the Charnamrit. Once, one king there, local king there, he came and told there was some curse, some Brahma Shapam or something on my family that no king is lasting for more than certain years. Can I be relieved of this? And he told there cannot be any greater medicine or any greater mercy than Charnamrit of the sadhus. He took some Charnamrit and gave it to the king, and the curse went away from his family. They were relieved. That is the power of Charnamrit. And once, Rasikananda Prabhu was serving, and one snake came and bit him. And the snake poison was so powerful, directly, his entire body color changed. And they felt that, oh my God, he is going to die. That is the gravity. You have to get the medicine. And he just said, what medicine are you searching for? Get that Charnamrit. And his faith was so much that they gave the Charnamrit, and in front of their eyes, all the poison left his body. He completely became normal again. There are so many lessons to learn. The faith in Charnamrit. And once it so happened that lot of sadhus came to Gopi Vallabhpur and they all were serving all the sadhus, and they brought the Charnamrit and they were keeping the Charnamrit, and his order to his disciples. Now his disciples were very sincere to his orders. He also had very sincere, like Like Guru and Shishya, he also is a Guru, he has his Shishya. He told, anybody will come, their Charnamrita I need. I need that Charnamrita. There is no question of not getting Charnamrita. So any sadhu will come, then go wash his feet, get the Charnamrita. So one day the Charnamrita was brought, and he took the Charnamrita and he wanted to drink it, and he drank it and he felt something is wrong. And disciples are looking, Gurudev, what is wrong? We got the Charnamrita. No, you did something wrong. I am not getting that devotional completeness by taking the Charnamrita. You did something wrong. Something you did wrong. And the disciples are looking at him, what did we do wrong? Okay, let's go and check what did we do. He said, you missed some sadhu. You have not taken Charnamrita from some. The sadhu has come here, but you have not taken. No, Guru Maharaj, we took it from everybody. Everybody, we went and asked, we took it with the Charnamrita, we washed their feet, brought it. No, something wrong. You go and see again. So all his disciples, they went around and they searched. They found one sadhu, they remembered, they did not take his Charnamrita. Why? Because the sadhu told that he will not give his Charnamrita. And they remembered why? Because he had leprosy. The sadhu had leprosy on his body. So he said, I will not give Charnamrita. I know what you will do with the Charnamrita. Your Rasikananda will drink it. You are taking it from everybody. He is a great devotee. I cannot give my leprosy for, this Charnamrita to anybody. First of all, I don't deserve to give Charnamrita to anyone. And now you are coming and asking, your leprosy or not? So he told like that. Then his disciple went and told Rasikananda that, Prabhu, Maharaj, I think this is what happened. One person did not give. Immediately, can you imagine Rasikananda Prabhu? He is in charge of the whole place. And so many disciples. He feels completely, like somebody who has lost his soul. Somebody who has lost his life. He starts running. Where is that sadhu? Where is that sadhu? How can he not give? How can I not get Charnamrita? So he goes and falls at the feet of the sadhu and sadhu says, what are you doing? Rasikananda Prabhu, what are you doing? I have leprosy. He says, if you don't give a Charnamrita, there is no point in my existence. My Guru asked me to serve Vaishnavas. And if one Vaishnava is rejecting me by not giving his Charnamrita, my life doesn't have purpose. And he starts crying and rolling, and so much he does that sadhu, he can't see that pain, and Rasikananda Prabhu says, okay, take it. And then they wash his feet, and leprosy disease he has, and he takes that water and he drinks. And then Rasikananda Prabhu says, this is the perfection of Charnamrita. I have received the best Charnamrita in my life so far. This is the best Charnamrita. And as soon as his disciples hear that from his Guru, they say, we also want a Charnamrita. And everybody starts drinking that Charnamrita from the feet of that sadhu who has leprosy. And they start drinking, and immediately many deceased people in that area, they come there and they say that if this is the Charnamrita that is the best, we also want it. So those deceased people start taking the Charnamrita of that sadhu, and the diseases start vanishing. One by one the diseases start vanishing. And at one point, Acharyas explained that sadhu who had that leprosy was none other than Swayam Shri Krishna. He appeared there to explain the glory of his own devotee Rasikananda, who had so much faith in sadhu's Charnamrita that even a person with leprosy did not leave. He had to take Charnamrita from him. So, and no wonder, because it is Krishna's Charnamrita, it was the most ecstatic Charnamrita that anybody could imagine, and all the diseases, everything, the whole area was getting cleansed just by taking the sadhu left from them. And Rasikananda Prabhu was so happy. And many pastimes of Charnamrita like that. And serving, talking about serving, he would make sure that every sadhu is given nice place to sit, nice prasadam is served. One sadhu came, and when they were serving the sadhu, husband and wife, they are serving Rasikananda Prabhu and Shamadevi, and all his disciples, they are serving everywhere. Then one sadhu, they keep one plate, and they fill that plate with all the prasad and everything. And the sadhu told, I want one more plate. Normally one plate is given. And so that person serving, he told, Maharajji, you have given one plate, why do you need another plate? No, I want another plate because I drink bhang. I get hungry. So I need to make some reserve of some prasad in another plate, you get me another. So this disciple, he doesn't understand the Vaishnava situation. He says, no, we will not give another plate. Only one plate everybody gets and we will give all the prasad in this plate. He gets so angry. He stands up and starts shouting, who the hell is in charge here? If this is what is Vaishnava service, if this is what is sadhu service, all I am asking for is another patela, they say, another plate, and you are not bringing it? I don't understand. If you don't want to serve sadhus, better not serve sadhus. Why are you acting like you are serving sadhus? Like that he starts shouting. And the message goes from one person to another person, goes to Rasikananda Prabhu. Rasikananda Prabhu starts running and he comes there. He says, Rasikananda Prabhu says, what happened? What happened? Why are you shouting? Maharaj, what happened? Did anybody say anything wrong to you? What did they do? And I am taking care of the things here, you can tell me. What you are taking care? I am asking for one more plate of prasad and you can't even give one plate of prasad? What use is this? Just takes the prasad in the plate in which he was eating, he takes and splashes it on Rasikananda Prabhu's face. Whole plate he splashes like that. And entire prasad is everywhere, his body is fallen here and there. And all the disciples of Rasikananda Prabhu are like shocked. What is this? All the other sadhus standing there are shocked. Hey, what is he serving so nicely? How can you splash the whole plate on his face like that? Great insult. And Rasikananda Prabhu, as soon as he gets that, he is at a distant level. He removes that plate and he starts tasting what hit his mouth. And he says, Maharaj, my desire of my life was I should get the Mahaprasad of a devotee. Nobody was giving. Everybody is eating and going. They are not giving anything. Today my desire is fulfilled. You not only splashed on my face, I got in my mouth, my whole body is covered with your prasad. Haribol, I am very happy. That sadhu said, what is this? He is embarrassed. First of all, in his anger, he did something very wrong. Rasikananda Prabhu splashed the plate on his face and he is embarrassed and this personality is dancing. Rasikananda Prabhu, the prasad has come, Mahaprasad has come, Mahaprasad has come. And he says, I don't know what you are doing, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do like this. My dear Prabhu, please forgive me. Please forgive me. And then he says, no. Big offense happened. You asked for something. My disciples have not trained them properly. My mistake. My only atonement to this mistake is, I will sit here and I'll personally feed you the prasad. So he sat down there. He got another plate, 2 plates. So he filled this plate and he was personally serving that sadhu. And in between he asked, the sadhu asked, Rasikananda Prabhu, while he was feeding us, Maharaj, why were you asking for another plate? He said, see, the thing is that I take bhang. Bhang is like intoxicant. People who take bhang, they feel hungry at a later time. Normally sadhus take only 1 meal in a day. And this whole pandal is kept to serve sadhus at a certain time. When the bhojan time happens, everybody is served. But when you take bhang, they get hungry in the night also. So in the night, where will they go get prasad? The whole pandal is closed, they will not get prasad. So for me to keep some reserve, if I feel hungry in the night, I want to keep another plate. That is the reason I am keeping that plate. But Rasikananda Prabhu says, Arey Maharaj, why do you have to keep another plate? I will make sure that the pandal is open even during the night to serve you prasad. And the sadhu says, what is this? Nobody does that. Normally after sunset, nobody serves prasad. You don't have to do that. He says, Maharaj, what more ecstasy and what more happiness can I experience when I am able to serve you whenever you are hungry? Don't worry, you don't need to give another plate. I will personally serve you. My disciples will personally take care of you. Whenever you are hungry in the night, the prasad will come to you. And that was the service standard of Rasikananda. No limitation of time, no limitation of amount of prasad, and what to speak of the attitude with which was being served. Like this, many leelas of prasad and how sadhu service is happening. I tell one more leela. Where once Rasikananda Prabhu was reviewing if the service is going on nicely. Is all the service going on nicely? All disciples are taking care of it nicely? Is everybody being served nicely? That is going around and seeing. And suddenly when he saw one sadhu, he was, using the hookah. Right? They smoke the tobacco inside the hookah. Boil it and they have it. So one sadhu was blowing hookah like that. Then Rasikananda Prabhu he saw that sadhu, and sadhu looked at Rasikananda Prabhu. Immediately sadhu felt, oh my God, what did I do? I am smoking hookah. He is serving all the sadhus. I am such a contaminated sadhu. I am blowing hookah in front of Rasikananda Prabhu. He got up and he ran. Sadhu got up and he ran to another place. Now, what is Rasikananda Prabhu thinking? Prabhu is this beyond our conception. Rasikananda Prabhu is thinking, I did Vaishnava hurt. Because of me, one sadhu became uncomfortable drinking hookah. Because of me. If I would not have gone there, he would have peacefully sat there, he would have continued the hookah. Oh Krishna, what did I do? How can I atone to this mistake? How can I? He was wondering, what can I do? What can I do? Where is that sadhu? The sadhu cannot be seen. So he gets to find out where that sadhu is. Finally finds out where that sadhu is. So Rasikananda Prabhu goes to that sadhu. The sadhu, I'm so sorry. No. So, I'm so sorry, I was drinking hookah. No! That's not the reason why I came to you. And he says, why you come to me? He says, actually, every day I get stomach pain. Rasikananda Prabhu is telling to that sadhu. Every day I get stomach pain. Unless I take 2 blocks of that hookah, I don't feel the energy to serve. So because you are drinking hookah, I think you have hookah, right? I need that hookah. I also want to take a little bit of that medicinal hookah, whatever you are taking. The sadhu is like, what's going on here? You are a great Vaishnava, you are serving so many sadhus. I am a foolish sadhu. So God sadhu, I have come here with my hookah and you are telling me you will take that hookah. Why are you coming now? And Rasikananda Prabhu convinces him. No, actually I need it. Don't you see? I am getting stomach pain. Give that hookah immediately to me. So he gives that hookah. He puts tobacco in that, boils it nicely and says, you can take it now. Rasikananda Prabhu acts like he is taking hookah. He just acts. He acts like, he doesn't take it. Like this he does. And then he gives it to that. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you, Maharaj. You saved me. Otherwise, my stomach pain would have killed me today. You can also have the hookah. Now the sadhu becomes comfortable. No, I can also drink hookah. It's there. He starts drinking hookah. And Rasikananda Prabhu is serving him prasad. And once in a while, he's smoking that hookah. And then after some time, after both of them become comfortable, and Rasikananda Prabhu is making sure that the Vaishnava is comfortable. He is not running away from that place. And then after that time, he tells that sadhu, actually Maharaj, I have been addicted to smoking this hookah for my stomach. But I want to leave this hookah. But I am not getting any motivation. If you leave hookah, I will also leave hookah. By the way, hookah is bad for our health now. It's not a right thing in devotion also. But I am so addicted. If you leave hookah, I will also leave hookah. And the sadhu thinks, I can leave hookah because I am little bit addicted. This fellow is completely addicted. How can he leave hookah? He thinks about Rasikananda Prabhu. Every day this fellow is smoking hookah. Without it, his stomach pain is not going. For him, let me try leaving hookah. Let me see if he can. So he tells Rasikananda Prabhu, okay, if you leave hookah, I will also leave hookah. Rasikananda Prabhu says, okay, if you leave hookah, I will also leave hookah. So both of them are serving each other by leaving hookah. And Rasikananda Prabhu is like, okay, I am going to leave hookah. For him, leaving hookah is nothing. He never smoked hookah. And the sadhu, he stops smoking hookah, and Rasikananda Prabhu is so happy. I have served a Vaishnava. I have made sure that the Vaishnava's heart is not hurt. He came here to be served. Because of my presence, he felt uncomfortably left. But now, not only has he been served nicely, but I could serve him by making him leave the habit of hookah smoking also. Hare Krishna. How are you finding these leelas? Beyond our... I don't know how am I explaining that. Hare Krishna. It only keeps going more ecstatic. You want to hear more ecstatic? Okay, little more. So there is this land, there is a place called Vanpura. There is a place called Vanpura. There, the huge land is given to Vaishnavas, in the name of Vaishnavas. And whatever crops are grown there, those crops are sold, and with that money, Vaishnavas are fed for them. It so happens that a Mughal emperor comes and conquers that land. He comes and conquers that land, and because the land is conquered, now the land is not there to grow the crops, and there is no money to serve the Vaishnavas. So the Vaishnava service is going down because there is not enough money to take care of it. So this news goes to Shyamananda Pandit in Vrindavan, that in Vanpura village, the crops are not growing, the land has been taken over by Mughal, so something has to happen. So Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu comes and tells this to Rasikananda Prabhu. He says, Rasikananda Prabhu, please go and take care of this, whatever issue is there, go and talk to the Mughal emperor or do whatever, but we need that land back so that it can be used in Vaishnava service. So Rasikananda Prabhu goes to that village, Vanpura. And as soon as he goes to that village, already the glories of Rasikananda Prabhu are already spread all over that place. So everybody gets to, oh, Rasikananda Prabhu has come, Rasikananda Prabhu. So all the servants of the Mughal emperor, they start going to serve Rasikananda Prabhu. So Rasikananda Prabhu is in that place, Vanpura. They tell, can you please tell Bhagavad Katha for some time? So he starts. Some of them are leaving. Can they take prasad? Somebody can give them prasad. Any prasad is there? Or somebody can give some fruits, if you don't know. Haribol fruit. Wait. They'll give you some fruits from Shri Radha Madan Mohan and Gaur Nitai. Haribol, please take prasad. Yeah, please. If you can wait for another 15 minutes, we have full-fledged dinner here. Dinner prasad. Yeah, unless you are in a hurry. Hare Krishna. Yeah? Waiting? Haribol. Yeah, please, you all can sit here, have a nice full-fledged prasad. Haribol. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Thank you for considering. Please. 15 minutes more. Yeah. So, here, where was it? Vanpura village. So, everybody are busy hearing Rasikananda Prabhu's class. Right? So, Mughal emperor gets to know that next day morning his breakfast is not there because the cook has gone to hear his class. Next day morning his clothes are not there. Dhobi has gone to hear his class. So, this Mughal emperor becomes very angry. Who is that fellow who came here? They tell, there is a great devotee called Rasikananda Prabhu. He has come and is giving Bhagavatam class and is a very ecstatic devotee. Everybody are going to hear his class. So Mughal emperor felt, I think, he has come to take away this land. There is some propaganda behind it. He gets to know that he has come to take away this land. So to kill this person. So he plans to kill Rasikananda Prabhu. Right? I mean, if somebody tries to harm a Vaishnava, and that too somebody like Rasikananda Prabhu, what can happen? There was a village called Muktapur. I'm just diverting a little. Rasikananda Prabhu was going with his disciples in that Muktapur. It was time for him to have lunch. He did not stop there because nobody stopped there. The king of that place decided that we will not serve these Vaishnavas. So at the lunch time, they went to the Muktapur, but nobody was ready to serve prasad, so they just walked from there. They just walked away from there. What was the result of that? Agni Dev came and burned the entire village to ashes. The Devatas are very unhappy when Vaishnavas are not served. Every personality of Godhead, will be happy. Vaishnavas are not served. Vaishnavas are coming and going. Immediately they all came and fell at the feet of Rasikananda Prabhu saying, please do something. The village is burning to ashes. And immediately he just folded his hands and he prayed to Krishna that Krishna, please forgive them. They have not done it intentionally. We also never asked for prasad. Just forgive them. Immediately Agni Dev stopped. And looking at that miracle, it's like a miracle, like how can fire just stop? Similarly, many miracles used to happen. Whenever once Rasikananda Prabhu was serving prasad to sadhus, and suddenly Varunadev, full rain started. And because sadhus are sitting to eat prasad, and rain is going to fall, his disciples went and asked Rasikananda Prabhu, what should we do? Should we stop serving now? Should we take them there? Rasikananda Prabhu just folded his hands and told, hey Varunadev, please, sadhus are having prasad now, please, your rain will disturb them. And miraculously, rain was falling, but only the tract of land where sadhus are having prasad, there was no rain. That was the power of devotion of Rasikananda Prabhu. He would just say it and it will happen. And now he is there in this Vanpura village, and this Mughal emperor decided that he is going to kill Rasikananda Prabhu. And he told others that, I'm going to try to kill him. Let him show his miracle. Let him show his miracle to save himself. I will try to send and kill him. How he decided? He told, ask his disciples to bring him to a certain spot. Rasikananda Prabhu, bring him in a, palaki. to a certain place. And at that place, without telling him who's sitting inside the palki, just keep the palki down and run away. I am going to send a mad elephant there. There is a very, very mad elephant. That elephant is famous for just killing people. If it sees anybody around it, it will kill. That is the nature of that elephant. So they bring that elephant with all chains and everything. They keep that elephant there, and the Rasikanath Prabhu's, the palki is brought there. The palki is kept down, and as soon as it is kept down, they all run away and they pull the chains off that elephant. And the elephant is ready to kill it. It's devouring trees, anything. It's mad. I don't know if you have seen a mad elephant. It's very dangerous. Mad elephant comes means nobody can stop it. In a jungle or anywhere, it will uproot the entire jungle if it goes mad. So it sees Rasikanath Prabhu's, palki there. It goes towards him. And Rasikanath Prabhu just comes out of the palki, looks at the elephant. And you can imagine what can happen. He just looks at the elephant and he remembers Gajendra Leela and Bhagavatam. And he chants Gajendra Mantra. And then he looks at the elephant. He says, "Oh my dear elephant, you are born in the yoni of elephants, which is already delivered by Vishnu. Oh, how fortunate you are. Since you have anyway taken birth in the body of an elephant, why don't you chant Krishna's names?" Elephant might have got the shock of its life. What is going on? Nobody did this to me. I am ready to kill people. I only know killing people. Completely became perplexed. And all those soldiers and disciples of Rasikanath Prabhu were shocked. What is going on here? And the elephant just bowed down and paid obeisances to Rasikanath. Just paid obeisances. And Rasikanath Prabhu, now he just goes to the elephant. He goes one more level. He goes to the elephant and he says, "You should chant Krishna's name every day." Elephant chants Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They chant Krishna's names, and then Rasikanath Prabhu decides, "Oh, you are chanting so nicely. You are such a great devotee of Krishna. I initiate you as Gopal Das." He names the elephant. "Your name is Gopal Das." And the elephant nods its head. "Yes, I am Gopal Das." And Rasikanath Prabhu says, "He's initiated me. He's initiated now. Gopal Das, a great devotee, has come here. Gopal Das, he's chanting Krishna's names. He needs Kantimala." And immediately the disciples, they look around here and there. They go run around. They get 20 Kantimalas. They tie them all together. But such a big Kantimala. Elephant Kantimala is what? Our Kantimala little goes around 2-3 times. 3 times. Initiated devotees, they put it 3 times. Before initiation, you can put 2 times or 1 time. Now 3 times you have to put that Kantimala around that big elephant. Gopal Das. No more elephant, it's Gopal Das. So they put it, so they bring that, they join everything, and in front of everybody, Rasikanath Prabhu puts the Kantimala again, on the neck of the elephant all 3 times, and it joins. "Gopal Das, now you will only honor Prasad because now you have Kantimala." Imagine. Elephant, it eats 50 kgs in the morning, 50 kgs afternoon, 50 kgs when it's in bad mood, 50 kgs when it's in good mood, right? And it's only going to honor Prasad now. The Gopal Das became a devotee, a disciple, and he told, Rasikanath Prabhu ordered, he said that now that you are a disciple, my disciple, now that you are a perfect Vaishnava, you are not going to create any disturbance to any of the Vaishnavas. And your primary duty, Gopal Das, is to serve the Vaishnavas. Wherever you see the Vaishnavas, you have to serve them. So Gopal Das said, "I will serve Vaishnavas." What did he do? As Bhagavad is happening, he go and pick up bags and bags of rice to bring there. He became like a transport vehicle for all services. When Bhagavad Katha is happening, he would go and bring lots of water from Ganges or from any river nearby and bring that water, carry that water and keep it. Once big Bhagavad Katha was happening, they didn't know who is Gopal Das. So they were, Rasikanath Prabhu is telling Bhagavad Katha, and hearing that Bhagavad Katha, Gopal Das became ecstatic, he's running and coming, everybody ran away. Gopal Das came and sat down and was hearing Bhagavad Katha. When he told, no, you should think, Vaishnavas are there, you should Gopal Das, you should know, you are here to serve. Once Rasikananda Prabhu, he was going with the disciples in preaching movement, he was going in a forest, got lost in the forest. And they didn't know which direction they are going. So suddenly they did not have any prasad also. And Gopal Das understood that my guru is lost in the forest. It immediately went to all the farmers around, it picked up whatever grains that it can, it found his guru in the forest and went and delivered the prasad to his guru. And Rasikananda Prabhu was very happy with Gopal. Gopal Das Prabhu ki! Yeah. And once, the Mughal emperor, he got to know that there is this great elephant, elephant was doing a lot of things. He wanted to get that elephant for himself. So then what he did, he designed a plan that this elephant will not come if we call. So he made some people disguised like devotees, like Vaishnavas. He sent to the elephant. Gopal Das was sitting there, and this actually crooked people dressing like sadhus, they went to Gopal Das. And they told that we need your service. Gopal Das said, yes, my guru told that I am there to serve you. I am there to serve. Yes, he nodded and said, I am there. Please pick this up and bring it to a place where we are doing some katha. Bring it there. So they took Gopal Das all the way from that place to the kingdom of the Mughal emperor. And when finally Gopal Das reached there, suddenly they bound him with all chains. They completely bound him with all chains, and Gopal Das was confused what just happened. And then Gopal Das understood, nodded and said, I think they have captured me. These are people who are not sadhus. I got carried away, they are not sadhus. And it sat down there. And the Mughal emperor was very happy. Yes, I conquered this elephant. Now the elephant is mine. And they said, oh, feed the elephant. It was not eating a single grain. Elephant was not eating. 1 day passed, 2 days passed, 3 days passed. It's not eating. And the people in that place, they started coming and telling the Mughal emperor, what are you doing? You are killing elephant. Elephant won't last for too long if it doesn't eat. Its Jatragni is like that, it has to eat. And Gopal Das is very clear, he will only eat the prasad of sadhus. Because after the initiation, Prabhupada and Matajis, he would not eat anything if you go and feed it. It will wait for all the sadhus to finish their prasad, and on the leaves on which they ate the prasad, whatever remnants are there, it will eat those remnants and those leaves. That was Gopal Das's dedication for his guru. Only eating the prasad of sadhus. Like his guru Rasikananda, he would only drink Chadamrit. His disciple also was like that. He did not eat. So then at one point, one of them told, I think we should take him to a river. If you take him to a river, Ganga is very nearby, we'll take him to the Ganga. And if it goes there, at least he'll drink some water. Let us take, he's not eating anyways. So they take Gopal Das to that Ganga, and then Gopal Das enters the Ganga, and it understands that I don't think they are going to leave me, and I don't think I can see my Guru again. So what is the use of being in this body if I can't see my Guru? It simply drowns itself and dies in that Ganga. And the news goes to Rasikananda Prabhu that Gopal Das has left his body. And Rasikananda Prabhu says, it has achieved the greatest perfection of its life. Being a Gaja in the Gaja Yoni, just like the Gajendra, a great devotee, it has left its body in Ganga. So Krishna has planned everything. So may Gopal Das reach the lotus feet of Krishna. Like that Rasikananda Prabhu says, and he becomes very peaceful and happy. Of course it's sad. But even now, if you go to Remuna, near Kirchor Gopinath temple, you will see a samadhi of Gopal Das, even now. That elephant samadhi is there. If you go to Remuna, you will see the samadhi of Gopal Das, the great Gopal Das elephant. Gopal Das Prabhu ki! Yeah. Such are the great glories. Once Rasikananda Prabhu, understanding the relationship between Guru and disciple, once Rasikananda Prabhu would eat any prasad after everybody eats. There is no question of him eating before. After all the sadhus are fed, then he will take a little. So when his turn came to have prasad, he took prasad, he was going to eat that prasad, and at that very time, one message came from a messenger that Shamananda Pandit Prabhu is calling him. There is some urgent message he wants to tell. Rasikananda Prabhu just got up and he started running towards Shamananda Prabhu. He did not even wash his hands. He did not even wipe his mouth. He just ran and all his disciples are running behind. Our Gurudev is running, we are also running. So he is running to his Guru. His disciples are running behind their Guru. And everybody go to Shamananda Prabhu, and Shamananda Prabhu say, oh, Rasikananda, you come, sit down. I need to talk to you. What is that on your mouth? He sees, what is that on your mouth? He doesn't say anything. What about your hands? Why don't you just go clean yourself and come? What is that? What did you do? He just doesn't say anything. He just maintains his calm. Because his guru has called, he is gone. And then he goes to wash his hands, and at that time his disciples tell Shamananda Prabhu that Maharaj, actually you called, your message came, he didn't even eat anything. Since morning he didn't eat anything. And just when he started eating, your message came, so he ran at him. But he could have just finished his prasad and come. But that is Rasikananda Prabhu. Right? Completely dependent on the mercy of his guru. So there are many glories, Prabhuji and Mataji's. One last pastime will tell of Jagannath. Because Jagannath in Orissa and Rasikananda Prabhu. Jagannath came in the dream of Rasikananda Prabhu. They told, my dear Rasikananda Prabhu, this coming Rath Yatra, you have to come. I want to see you. Come and pull my cart. I want you to come. Rasikananda Prabhu became very happy. Yes, I have to. Jagannath came in my dream. I have to go and pull the Rath. So the Rath Yatra time came, but Rasikananda Prabhu was so much busy in serving the sadhus that he forgot that order. He should have gone before the Rath starts, but the Rath Yatra started, then he remembered. Then he started running. Along with his disciples, he is running and coming toward Jagannath Puri. And Jagannath is already kept on the cart, Baladev is kept on the cart, Subhadra is kept on the cart, King is standing with the broom, everything ready, but the Rath is not moving. But Jagannath decided, I will not go. I am waiting for Rasikananda. So immediately, the king said, no, why is the Rath not moving? What? Some problem is there. Rath has to start now. Jagannath is ready. So he brought a lot of elephants. He kept all ropes on elephants. Pull the Rath now. They started to pull the Rath, but Rath is not moving. Then Jagannath came in the thoughts and dream of the Pujari, main Pujari of Jagannath Puri. He told, tell that king I will not move. Unless my disciple Rasikananda comes, I am not going to move. And he is coming, he is on the way. Immediately that Pujari went and told the king, sir, excuse me, not going to work. Whatever power he put, it will not work. Jagannath came and told me, he is not going to move unless Rasikananda comes. Then the king understands the glories of Rasikananda. My God, for one devotee, Jagannath is not ready to move. So we have to wait for that. So king also starts running in that direction. Where is Rasikananda Prabhu is coming? So he goes and invites Rasikananda Prabhu in a very grand way. He comes and Rasikananda Prabhu understands that Jagannath is not moving. He's like, my God, Jagannath is not moving his car. And he, lot of devotion, Rasikananda Prabhu goes and stands behind the cart of Jagannath. And it is explained, with folded hands, he just bends and he touches his head to the cart. He just touches his head to the cart and the cart moves. The king looks at what kind of devotees are these? Jagannath, and it says, immediately declares, I am going to give a good portion of land in the temple place for Rasikananda. In the temple place. And even now, there is this deity in the courtyard of Jagannath temple. You will see a deity called Sri Radha Rasikarai. You can go and take darshan of the deity. That deity was being worshipped by Rasikananda Prabhu, and it is installed by Rasikananda Prabhu in the courtyard of Jagannath. So many things we are learning, right? So next time when we go, there is so many places to see. Anyway, it's time to wrap up. I know I told 15 minutes, so I am finishing in another 2 minutes. Finally, Krishna comes in the dream of Rasikananda Prabhu. And before Rasikananda Prabhu, Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu leaves the world. And before Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu leaves the world, he calls Rasikananda Prabhu and he says that all the places where I was preaching and where you are preaching, you are the in charge now. And the same Shyam Sundar deities given by Srimati Radharani, you are in charge of these deities now. So Rasikananda Prabhu started worshipping Shyam Sundar deities also. And after that, Rasikananda Prabhu, Shyamananda Pandit Prabhu left, and the way the preaching went, on the order of his guru, there were more than 3,500 temples and mathas established by Rasikananda Prabhu. 3,500 around India. That was the kind of profuse preaching he did. And what was the only biggest service he did in that preaching? Vaishnava Seva. Only Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are coming, serve them nicely, take their Charnamrit, honor the Charnamrit, take care of Vaishnavas. And Katha of Bhagavad. Nothing else, no other techniques, no Excel sheets, no Word documents. Pure Vaishnava Seva. Of course, that is also Vaishnava Seva. So that was the preaching of Shyamananda. And finally, Rasikananda Prabhu. And at one point, Rasikananda Prabhu was so much in separation of Krishna on the day of Holi festival, Holi festival. He was dancing in front of Kirchor Gopinath temple, Remuna, and he was telling Krishna that I cannot be in more separation. My Guru has already left. I cannot be in separation of my Guru. Please accept me. I want to come back. And Kirchor Gopinath deity said, it's fine, you can come. And then he told that to his disciples that soon I am going to leave this world. And his disciples became so morose, like, my God, how can we live without you, Gurudev? You are there guiding me everywhere. In every instance of Vaishnava Seva, you told how to serve. And we are just serving under your orders. And they said, but Krishna is calling me, I have to go. And that was a Mahakirtan happening on the day of Holi. And they were dancing, and in that ecstasy, he looked at the deity of Kirchor Gopinath in Remuna. He just walked towards the deity. Pujari was standing looking at the deity, and Rasikananda Prabhu just entered the place. He just went to the deity and went into the deity. He just entered into the deity. And as soon as he entered into the deity, the Pujari didn't understand what's going on here, and immediately started shouting, Rasikananda Prabhu is no more, he's gone. He's gone into the deity, something happened. And as soon as that was heard, the prime 7 disciples of Rasikananda Prabhu were serving him through. They all, as soon as they heard that, they fell to the floor and left their bodies. 7 of his disciples, along with their group, right at that spot. And even now, when you go to Remuna, in the very courtyard of Kirchor Gopinath temple, you will see a samadhi of Rasikananda Prabhu, and you'll also see 7 samadhis around Rasikananda Prabhu's samadhi of the disciples of Rasikananda Prabhu. Even now, you'll see all the great Vaishnavas. They could not live in the separation of their Guru. And you'll also see a samadhi of Gopal Das. And you'll also see so many other devotees that we talked about today. So are the glories of Rasikananda Prabhu. Srila Rasikananda Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Shyamananda Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Gauridas Pandit ki Jai. Achyutananda Prabhu ki Jai. Shyama Devi ki Jai. With I go Premanande. Next Yatra to Remuna. How many want to go to Yatra to Remuna? Very good. Yes, we all should go to Jagannath Puri. From there we have to go a long distance. We should go to Remuna and visit these places. You know the beauty? When I was hearing the lecture of Vindaduri Maharaj and another Prabhuji, actually the padukas that Rasikananda Prabhu used to wear are there in Remuna even now. And if you are very fortunate, the Pandit, the Pujari there can pick up the padukas and keep on our head. They are made of wood. The very padukas that were worn by Rasikananda Prabhu, Swayam Rasikananda Prabhu. It's such a fortunate. So Prabhuji and Matajis, there are a lot of. Okay, I would ask everybody. Anybody, what are the 1 or 2 lessons that you learned from this Leela? Yeah, you can pass the mic. Anyone, each one can tell one. Just quick line of lesson. What lesson? Yeah.
Vaishnava Seva is everything.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. That is the message. Hari Krishna. Yes, that's correct.
I like the hookah fasting.
Which was
the hookah fasting?
Hookah fasting.
Basically, the similar way, you chant well, so I'll also chant well.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yes. Amazing. Yes, Mama. Pass the mic there. Somebody can pass the mic there. Just pass the mic. Don't have to get up.
Guru's instruction is life and soul.
Yes, Guru's instruction is life and soul. Completely. Even when God gave the instruction, he validated it from his Guru. That my Guru is agreeing and telling that or no. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, after.
If we are pure love with Krishna, maybe he appear in our dreams also.
Yes, he can appear in our dreams and he can give us the instruction. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. But confirm with your Guru.
I know so much from him. I'm not seeing that I must come to
repeated this pastime.
I'm first time I'm hearing about Rasikadan but life won't know and I think
Oh, no, then you have wrong information. I will send you the exact link, sir. The source is very better, they contaminated. But I tell you something, Mataji, we all should repeat this pastime to our children. We all should repeat in the respective satsangs. Please, I saw you writing notes. Please do this. I tell you why. Because by repeating that, we will become purified. Remember the first I started with Krishna telling Uddhava that to become purified, just repeating his leelas, his devotees' leelas, will remove lust. Lust can only be removed by repeating this pastimes. We can't remove it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Prabhu, you want to say something?
Perception matters. So when he was thrown prasad at his face, he took it as a beauty.
Hare Krishna. Yes, very good. Yes. He took that as everything that came along. Even when his guru kicked him, he felt, I got his, lotus feet on my body. And even when it was thrown, prasad was thrown in his face, he felt that he has taken Mahaprasad. Thank you. Your name, bro?
Kiriti.
Huh? Kiriti. Kiriti. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything else? Yes, bro.
The pastimes performed by the devotees, Krishna, they are really inconceivable. We require a guru to decode them. Example, hookah pastime. If you just listen, we may misunderstand the complete thing.
Yeah.
But after listening completely, we can understand what is the mood behind it.
Vaishnavi Radhe Mataji has come here and she has drawn Jagannath. Haribo. And Radha Krishna also are here. Radha Gopi Vallabh. And she has written a very difficult mantra, which is very difficult for all of us to chant. Can you all try chanting? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 3 times you wrote. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Frozen Mataji. Yeah, and what a name. Who are her parents? Very good. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna, very good. Wonderful. What a beautiful name. Vaishnavi Radhe. Vaishnavi Radhe. Beautiful name. Hare Krishna. Such a beautiful gift. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, Prabhuji and Mataji. Nobody spoke about Charnamrita. I'm waiting. Somebody tell me Charnamrita. How important is Charnamrita?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
So Krishna comes in the leprosy person, as a leprosy person, and the Guru himself is finding some missing in the Charnamrita. He finds a sadhu who has not given the Charnamrita. So Krishna's mercy comes in disguise also. We sometimes ignores. So that faith, that complete faith, is there in Charnamrita.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful remembrance. I'm so happy that you all have remembered so many pastimes, of what we discussed. That means Krishna is giving that remembrance to all of us. Bhakta Smriti Jnanam is giving that remembrance. So we all remember this pastime. When we are closing our eyes, finally, the last breath, whenever it comes, and you remember this, one of these pastimes of Rasikananda Prabhu, one of the pastimes of Shyamananda Prabhu, finish. We are going back to Krishna. Right? Janma karma same divyam, evam yoga Yadeham punarjanma naiti mami visvasa. So very fortunate actually, and we all should be so grateful to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada for what he took from India to West. If Prabhupada would not have crossed those oceans, would we be sitting here and discussing about Rasikananda Prabhu? Would we even know who is Shyamananda Pandit? Would we even know who is Hriday Chaitanya? And so many Gaur Leela, Prabhuji and Mataji's Gaur Leela is so sweet, right? It is nectar, and Bhagavatam is nectar. These great books are given to us for us to read, Internet is flooded with lectures. If you go and just type Rasikananda Prabhu, so many wonderful Vaishnavas. If you like today me reciting this, it is 1,000 times more you like when you see many other Vaishnavas reciting. Beautifully they have explained so many qualities. And I'll end with one statement in Bhagavatam where Narad Muni says, Narad Muni is the Acharya of everybody. Almost everybody's Guru is Narad Muni. And Narad Muni is envious of one person. You know who is that he is envious of? Can anybody guess? You'll be shocked to know that in Bhagavatam is saying that I'm envious of one person. And he says, I wish I had the same attraction that he has for Krishna. Can anybody guess? You can't guess. You know who? Shishupal. Narad Muni says, Shishupal, you remember Krishna at every breath. I don't remember Krishna so much. I wish I had the same attraction that you have for Krishna. So, Prabhupada and Mataji, we can learn from each other. We can see so many things in each other and we can grasp that. We should have the greed of hearing Krishna Katha. Nothing is more important. We should repeat Krishna Katha, recite Krishna Katha, hear Krishna Katha, and go back to Krishna hearing Krishna Katha. And maybe, if Krishna permits, be part of Krishna Katha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So this was the reward of we all doing so much service of Rath. And one more reward is coming next week. Is the Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is coming here. And the topic that he's going to speak about is service beyond comfort zone. Service beyond comfort zone. Full today. Namaste Narasimhaya.